morning or a nice group of oil, and I head for the city. Big money was my plan. Woman and fast living made me a broken man. But I'll be back on Long Island again, where the people are so nice and proud to let me in. Oh, going back to Long Island again, when there's so much love to give, less jealousy and pain. Hey, head down to Regatta side to watch them boats in broad daylight. Tide is high, the wind is fair, and all the sailing masters there. From mango bush to winning gold, the secret is in Mark knows. When he feels to win. Long Island boat again and again.
Back to Long Island.
Say, with DK,
Long Island.
Sweet Island gal,
Long Island.
Susan Chase,
Long Island.
running tide.
Long Island.
But I'll be back to Long Island again, where the people are so nice and proud to let me in. Oh, I'll be back on Long Island again, where there's so much love to give, less jealousy and pain. Oh yeah. I used to be carefree, living in Long Island. I spent some time in Abaco, Bimini and Ryland. Now Abaco and home, and I could have flamingo. Long Island have a blue hole, how beautiful it flows. I'll be back on Long Island again, where the people are so nice and proud to let me in. Oh, going back to Long Island again, where there's so much love to give, less jealousy and pain. Let the mango go so sweet, big pineapple so juicy. There's no place I'd rather be but on Long Island again.
Back to Long Island.
Oh,
Going back to Long Island.
Whitney K,
Long Island.
Sweet Island gal,
Long Island.
Susan Chase,
Long Island.
running tide.
Long Island.
But I'll be back to Long Island again, where the people are so nice and proud to let me in. I'll be back to Long Island again, where there's so much love to give, less jealousy and pain. Ooh, go to church on Sunday morning, sing them good old gospel song. If you want, you can come along.
Of sailing here at the 56th Annual Long Island Regatta here in beautiful Salt Pond, Long Island. Gorgeous day outside. We expect to get sailing started in short order with our Class E and G series going out. I'm Dwight Hart and joined again by Captain Stafford Patterson, Captain Plug out of Abaco. Captain, good morning.
Morning, Dwight. Pleasure to be here with you again, and looking forward to another great day of racing here at Salt Pond.
All right. Just had to put this question to you. Did you survive last night?
Oh, and last night was fine. I'm saving it up for Saturday night.
Okay, you're like me. Keep all the energy going for that final night, because I can tell you, based on what I'm hearing about what happened out here in the Regatta Park site last night, I probably would not have made it out today if I had partaked of any of that.
Definitely some first-class entertainment here in Regatta Park last night and again tonight.
All right. Well, as just we've got Class E boats getting ready to go off the line. At the same time, it's going to be a flying start for the Class G open class. A couple of lasers and one or two sunfish, I believe, participating in that.
Yes, we observed yesterday that the G class, the non-traditional boats, fiberglass with the aluminum spars and take-on sails, that they started before the E class. And so I'm going to assume that that will happen again today. You see them, they don't anchor. They do the flying start. We see them tacking back and forth, just waiting for the 1 minute signal.
All right. I think yesterday's winner was Muriel's Garden, I believe. Wait for Mr. Cartwright, who has the complete stats on the G, and maybe we'll be able to run down the names. But at the same time, as mentioned, we have Class E as well going off, and fantastic sailing. between the top four boats. I think we've had basically a repeat over the last 2 days of those boats that are in the top four kind of changing places. A lot
Yep.
of tackling going on.
Two E-boats out of Long Island, two E-boats out of Exuma, battling back and forth for the top four on the last 2 days. And, honestly, with the conditions we have out here today and whatnot, I kind of expect to see the same sort of thing today. But you don't know until the race starts. The start itself is very critical. You got to get a good anchor pull, get your sail up at the right time, and get out into clean air. Hope to have a good finish. So we'll see how that goes on the start. They're lined up now. I think we're fairly close to the start of the G first, and then the E's immediately behind them, about a minute behind, I think.
Right, and so at the end of the day yesterday, the top four boats coming across, sailing out of Long Island, Lady Anne Marie, young Crystal Cartwright came across in first place, followed by Mako Emmett Knowles out of Exuma in second, his older brother Josh right behind him in third place, Lady Kayla, and then Caden Knowles sailing, I think one of the newer boats Stephen Knowles built, Early Bird. Caden is from Long Island, but sails out of Nassau, coming across in fourth place. We did observe, I think, on the broadcast that there could have been a penalty point assessed to Lady Anne Marie. She was on port, and I think Lady Kayla, I think, was coming on starboard, and she had to alter her course in order to avoid a collision.
Yep, absolutely correct there, Dwight. The protest was filed in the prescribed manner, and I understand from the race committee that a 1.25 point penalty was assessed to Lady Anne-Marie for not giving way because she was a burden boat on port tack. So unfortunate, but these things happen in racing. Marker roundings were good yesterday. I didn't really see much in the way of bumping and banging. And the wind is a little less than yesterday, perhaps maybe 12 to 14, whereas yesterday was 14 to 16. Looks like we've gone back into the southeast. Yesterday was east-southeast. All right, the G boats, no,
Well, they're still moving up and down.
whipping back and forth there.
Yep, keeping those tire threads warm as they get ready to shoot out once they get the official start. So stay tuned, sailing fans. We expect that the G is going to get going fairly quickly, and immediately after that, we should have the gun for the E-Class second points race about to go down.
The this G class that they have here in Long Island, they call it the open class. The idea is not to exclude anybody from participating in the regatta, even if you don't have a traditional wooden sailboat with Egyptian cotton sails. So they create the open class, and they've got lasers and sunfish.
And I believe they're off. I see some smoke, and
Okay,
looks like
great shot from the boat cam. And maybe that's the 1 minute gun.
Maybe 1 minute gun for the
Yeah.
E's.
And so we didn't really get a close-up of the start of the G yesterday, but we're thinking that they're just going to have to make their way between the anchored E-boats to cross the start line. We'll see in a moment here if that was the 1 minute gun. We should be getting going momentarily. Only makes sense to get the G class going first. They're much faster than the E, so let's get them out.
All right, maybe that was the 1 minute gun for the
I think
G's,
so.
maybe.
Yeah. Race committee boat on either end of the line. Great. One out in the front, probably with the cannon.
All right, so everybody just stay tuned where you are. Again, if you're following us on YouTube and Facebook, feel free to drop some comments, and we'll try to respond to them as best as we can as we bring you the entire regatta.
Beautiful.
Great.
All right, we have the rundown from yesterday. So let's get into the G class here.
And I believe, just as we said that,
Here we go.
we've got the gun on the G class, and we'll get back
Oh,
to the
oops. Boat over.
capsize off the line, but
That's one of the lasers. So they are starting by weaving in between the anchored E-boats.
and he's back up on it, and just like that.
Too bad we can't do that with the sloop, say Dwight.
Yeah, exactly. Into the wind.
All right.
Scull a little bit to get going, and
192,900 underway.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
There's a sunfish in the background there. Slightly different rig from the laser.
All right, so G-Class off to the races, and I believe I see
Now
some more smoke. And
That would be the 1 minute, I think, for the E then.
yep,
Or are they pulling? They're going.
they're pulling.
They're going. That was the start for the E class.
All right, little Francis, you can little
Little
farmers, the husband and wife.
Dallas and Tamara.
And looks like
Okay.
we've got a little hookup. I saw it there. Looks like it may have been Mako.
Great wide shot from the dock cam. So we still got some G boats in front of you there. Whole lot of sails. I think that we counted 20 again.
Maybe
Looks
20
like a
up.
total of 7 in the G.
All right, so they're all off, and we will try to get you some identifying names.
There's a great shot.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Majority of the E class fleet going off on starboard tack over to the left side of the course. G class pretty much out of the picture now. They're so much faster.
I think I counted 19 mass, maybe 20.
6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16,
One
17,
boat.
18. I got 20.
Still struggling to get a sail up. We panned more to the left. Beautiful drone shot again. Got a boat stalled on the left side of the course.
Top right of the screen, you see your top boats right now, like 3 in a line there. They got pretty good position. They are down on some of the fleet, but they're also further out front.
And surprisingly, none of the boats decided to go on port to start this race. Everybody's
That may be where the good wind is going to be today, over to the left. And I see the race committee observed that Bull Reg was a little close to the marker buoy, so they moved it out of the way.
just moved it out of the way. Yep.
We had a boat anchored close to the windward marker that was going to cause an obstruction. Thanks, race committee.
And start to pick up some. It looks like we've got some action with.
We
the
got boats
first
tacking over.
tacking over on
That
port
puts them
now.
on port. They've got to make sure that they're going to clear the boats on starboard. So it's called picking a lane. You go until you see a clear lane where you don't have to duck anybody or run the risk of getting in a collision. That dark-colored hull is doing a perfect job of right there, coming
Yep.
through.
Absolutely.
And that'll put them out in clean air.
All right. So a couple more boats now doing the same. And it's a walk the mole type sailing. Try to miss the moles.
Closely, these boats get into the shoreline here, the less breeze they'll have on the sail. So it's a balancing act, how close you want to come in.
And there we go. We have another one of those port starboard possible infractions. And young man trying to tap the boom of the offending boat to show them you're kind of close to us. And we'll see whether that results in any.
I've seen people reach out and tap the boom just to say, okay, look, that's how close we were, but that's an infraction.
Yeah.
You touched the other boat.
That's exactly what I think we just saw attempted. I didn't see an actual touch, but certainly.
So we got about half the fleet now is tacked over onto port tack, coming to the middle and possibly over to the right side. Yeah, some of the G boats out front of them heading over to the right, where they'll tack and then come into the marker on starboard. So different strategies. Some people tack short, coming up the middle. Some people stayed on starboard tack and came in closer to the shoreline over there by the Long Island Harbor Club. Put them on a closer line to the windward marker.
I picked up number 29 as one of the first boats to go on that port tack, and that's Mako.
Mako, yes. So we got Mako, we got Crybaby, and that boat's got a 17. Those first three.
Lady Caleb. But I know there are two boats sailing with number 17.
That's a white hull. I can't read the name. Oh, that's Man o' War. And behind them, looks like number 2. Judgment.
One Bahamas.
She's back there a bit. Okay, we got a boat tacking over.
That's Crybaby coming back.
Crybaby, Rihanna Thomas out of Abaco.
Yep, sailed herself into her 5th place yesterday.
Bottom of your screen there, Mako out of Exuma.
And there's number 12, Lady Anne Marie, as well. And so we're going to start to see exactly who's where in short order as these boats quickly make their way to this Windward mark.
Yeah, the G boats aren't as far ahead as I thought they might be.
Yeah, they're not pushing as fast. They're normally flying in the wind. But those E-class.
We got a half a dozen or so G boats coming into the Windward marker now. Out on the screen, there's Mako tacked over.
And Little Brook, number 55, you can see on your screen as well.
Lady Anne Marie, top right. Young Cartwright out of Long Island.
From that position, you
So a
seem to
possible
suggest-
crossing here with Mako and Little Brook, or Little Brook going to cut him.
I think Mako has already decided to go behind and not incur any type of infraction.
All clear. Not seeing any white caps, so that means it's 12 or less. It's great conditions for these little boats, 12 foot in length overall. No prize. You just allowed lead ballast. There's 200 pounds of lead in the keel and also some movable lead ballast below the floorboard. So we got G-class. That's second, third coming around there on your screen. And fourth and fifth tacking to get up in there.
And you can see now Lady Anne Marie has made her turn to starboard and is making a beeline now towards the mark. I don't think she's going to be able to make the mark from that position, but we'll see.
Doesn't look like it, no. So this is this is going to be interesting. Different strategies.
Coming on the lower part of the course, we can pick up another one of the top boats from yesterday, Lady Kayla, making her way.
Early bird, a little higher. Crybaby in the mix. So there's Little Brook
And
on starboard.
so
I'm sorry, she's on port. My bad. Number 30, Crybaby on starboard, as well as number 1. All clear there. And Lady Anne Marie has cut. That's Lady Anne Marie, number 10, right?
Yep. Yep. Well,
Almost looked like she went into irons there.
Lady Anne Marie, number 12. Making
12, sorry.
Yeah.
10 is, according to this sheet, Captain Peg.
And here we have a
Early
crossing
bird.
of Lady Anne Marie and Lady Kayla. And Anne Marie has gone across Lady Kayla, but Anne Marie's not going to be able to make the mark from where she's at. We expect that she's going to have to take at least 2 tacks to get around the mark.
That's correct. Still looking pretty good, but
It's going to be pretty tight again.
we got at least 3 boats fairly close together coming in on starboard tack for the Windward.
And Lady Kayla now on your screen, number 17, deciding to make an attempt to hit the mark from her position. I believe it's going to be a little tight for her as well, but we'll see. And Lady Anne Marie immediately covering.
So this will be a starboard rounding, just like the G-class boats.
And sitting on the top of Lady Anne Marie, we have Mako. And so it's going to be a close 1, 2, 3, 4 to the mark once again.
Okay, Lady Anne Marie is on port tack, and she's ducking. Okay, I guess they learned their lesson from yesterday.
Yes.
All right, a nice smooth. That's how you're supposed to do it, folks,
Yes.
just like that.
Yep.
and you keep your momentum going. See there, they got a lane now between the other two boats, and they'll need to tack over and come back. But that's going to put them in third position right at the moment.
Yep.
G boat Sunfish just going around the Windward marker. And here we got 5 of the E boats coming in almost neck and neck.
Just like yesterday, we have top 4 again. Early Bird, Lady Kayla, Lady Anne Marie, Mako, and even Cry Baby, who was part of the top 5 yesterday. And they're right there again. But
Crybaby is a little low.
she's going to have to probably do a quick, short tack, and she should probably do it now to avoid confusion at the mark. But going around in first place, Josh Knowles from Exuma, Lady Kayla.
Nice and clean.
Third place yesterday. He's trying to redeem himself. And looks like in second place it's going to be his younger brother, Emmett,
Mako
in Mako.
with 29.
Followed by
Early Bird right
Early
there.
Bird, very, very close on his heels.
All right.
Got a boat maneuver in number 30,
Crybaby coming in on port tack.
And
So that's first, second, third around the marker, fourth and fifth now, and sixth maneuvering. Crybaby, you got to be careful there. You are on port tack.
Lady Anne Marie
This is not good.
around, and got a collision between Crybaby and another boat.
Oh boy.
And Crybaby is going to be the offending boat in that number 1, I think.
Well, if there is a protest, just like yesterday, we got excellent footage
Yep.
of the rounding. The race committee and the protest committee, can view and make their decision on it. They see the 2 boats still struggling to get going.
And that's Little Farmers with
Oh, man.
Dallas and Tamar.
Of all the people to foul,
So we have the adults and the Commodore from
Little Brooke. In the meantime, Little Brooke sneaking around the inside. Look at that. She's just going to advance herself 2 positions. Little Brooke out of Long Island. Another boat tacking short right in front of the marker.
Baby Wave.
Baby
Gonna-
Wave.
gonna
Same
cause
thing
some
with
issues.
Crybaby there. Oh, man.
Yep, looks like Bluebird.
No contact. No contact.
Yeah, so
But that boat on port tack was in the way.
and that's Bluebird.
Now she's on starboard. They're okay. But lost 2 positions just like that. Marker roundings, you got to be smooth. All right, looks like Crybaby's got herself going, along with Little Farmers.
Yeah. And
Little Brooke.
we can hear on the radio the race committee is already assessing points. Penalty
Independence coming around, number 50.
points. Followed by Blue Marlin, number 21.
All right. Got the balance of the fleet coming in, pretty much all of them except one on starboard tack. We got 1 port tacker coming in right there to the middle left of your screen. Looks like they're going to tack underneath
Yeah, clean.
and stay clear, avoid a penalty. Very respectful sailing there. Not a whole lot of wind up in here close to the shore where the windward marker is, so the speeds have decreased as they come in close to shore. But there's still enough to maneuver and keep your momentum going. Tight rounding there between those 2 boats.
And the boat's stalling now at the mark, and so there's going to be a slight struggle to get around.
Oh, boy. Great shot from the drone there. You see a boat luffing up. Yeah.
Contact.
Contact. Meanwhile, that light green hull is going to slip right through and improve her position.
Yep. And
Got
we
another
may-
boat
we
coming
may
in from
have
the
some
bottom.
Additional contact about to happen.
Oh, guys, watch
Contact.
out.
Double contact. Double contact by the same boat.
Oh, see how the protest committee figures that one out. Oh,
And we
come
may-
on, guys.
We may have another. We may have a third contact.
Pull up, pull up.
It's too late.
Well, at least it's slow speed, so there's not going to be splinters flying, but there'll be tempers will be flaring.
Tempers flaring and penalty points flying.
Boat right at the bottom of your screen from right above, stalled out, trying to get the sail filled again.
While that nothing happening. All the other boats have gone.
Windward marker roundings are always a lot of fun. That's some great maneuvering and position changing there.
And now
Oh.
we have contact with the buoy.
That's a 1-point penalty. Lady Zari.
Oh my goodness. Jaw.
Meanwhile,
Jaw.
Bird Rock swinging around. And the Ninja
Final boat around.
putting on the speed. Lady Zari stalled out.
Well, if there's a boat that's going to get in trouble, Jaw is going to be on it. Was a member of both Cobra 1 and Cobra 2. Going down. Jaw, do better.
Well, Dwight, it looks like we got a triangular course today with the lighter air. I think the race committee's decided that we can
Good
risk
check mark.
jibing.
Yeah.
So the boats, once they clear the windward marker, they run parallel along the shore here, kind of out of our view in the tower, down towards the freight dock on the Long Island Harbor Club, where they'll jibe around the marker, leaving it to port. And you can see some of the boats now heading on the downwind leg
Yep, Lady Kayla.
towards the end of lap 1.
So Lady Kayla out front. Early Bird second. Mako third. Lady Anne Marie fourth. Literally the same 4 top boats from Wednesday and Thursday. Proving that
Cream rises to the top.
cream rises to the top. And they are extending their lead on the next.
There's Crybaby. Some more of the boats going downwind.
To your
Connie.
left, Lady Kayla. Second place, Early Bird. Third place, Mako. Fourth place, Lady Anne Marie.
Camera angle can be deceiving, but I'm almost thinking there that number 12, Lady Anne Marie, may have got some speed
Yep.
and has moved up a little closer into that pack there. Second, third, and fourth. Real neck and neck almost.
Absolutely.
The overtaking boat must keep clear. Usually going to overtake to leeward. There we go.
That's a check mark. You can see the remainder of the fleet now making their way around.
So as they round this marker here, they'll jibe by bringing the sail from the port side of the boat right across over to the starboard as they make the turn, like that.
Yep.
And you want to be careful that it doesn't happen so violently that it causes the boat to tip over. So they avoid doing this type of course in heavy air like we had on days 1 and 2.
Right.
Having this triangular course as opposed to a straight up and down windward leeward just adds another wrinkle into the mix. But a great shot of the fleet, most of the fleet heading downwind from our drone. Another boat, we got a boat here that needs to jibe over. There we go, boom.
Goes. And Captain Pat, I believe, considering we see it here in E, we'll probably see the same thing in the C class coming up later.
I would think so, yeah. Definitely less air looking at the flagpole compared to yesterday and Wednesday.
All right, a couple more of the E-class boats now making their way around that check mark. Swinging the boom from the left side to the right side. Going from port to starboard.
If you're thinking about getting involved in sloop sailing, this E-class here, 12-foot length overall, might be a good place to start. Being the smaller of the class, it's less expensive and easier. It's the simplest way to put it. It'd be a great stepping stone.
Absolutely. What we see now, Lady Keeler's already gone around. Downwind mark.
Yes, she's stepping out a bit there, leaving second, third, and fourth fight it out amongst themselves.
Looks like Early Bird is going to go around in second. She came fourth yesterday, so definitely looking to
Anne Marie and Mako
move up.
close there for third and fourth.
I think Anne Marie has got the edge. Going around in third. Mako coming around in fourth.
Now we'll see how far over they come to the right side of the course, or if they're going to come up the middle. Or somebody might be bold enough to go back over to the left.
And Mako is doing exactly that.
There she goes. Yep. Doesn't make sense playing follow the leader there in third position.
And so Mako has left it up to Early Bird and Lady Anne Marie to chase Lady Kayla.
There's Crybaby.
Followed by Little Brook.
Crybaby would be 4th or 5th.
5th.
Little Brook out of Long Island coming around. Love the color of that hull.
6th place.
And looks like they're going to go off on point tack over to the right side, at least for now.
And Mako now deciding to go back on port tack and come up more towards the middle of the course.
Yep, puts them to windward of the, all these boats are on the right-hand side of your screen. They are a little bit further behind, but they are to windward, and that quite often can pay off.
We just saw Little Farmers, Dallas and Tamara Knowles going around.
And they were able to stay to windward of the boat that was in front of them, who was going to tack over.
Yep. Well, that's happening. Baby Wave and Man o' War around the downwind mark.
All clear there. Meanwhile, we've got another 6 boats coming down to finish lap 1.
Independence going around.
Keeping it nice and tight. They want to make sure that boat behind them doesn't get above. And they're trying to get above, but it's not going to happen. So the boat behind Independence there is getting dirty air off of Independence sail. It's very difficult to sail in that. Quite often it's wise just to tack over and get out of it. Or try to go below. Perhaps they're going to do that.
Blue Marlin, I think, is that boat. And then it looks like the final 2 boats, Lady Zari, along with the Ninja.
Ninja on the inside. Hardening up, sheeting in that mainsail. Meanwhile, up here at the windward marker, off screen, we got G-boats clearing the windward marker. They're so much faster than the E-boats.
Yep, definitely showing now with the second lap how more quickly they're able to round.
So judging from the direction they're going, I'm guessing that they're going to do 2 complete laps and then come to windward and finish, which will be...
G-boats are finished, I believe.
Oh, they finished. Yeah. Was that a gun I heard?
Well, they've already gone through the finish line, which is slightly just to the right of us here.
Well, that's the courses we were doing yesterday, a
So
lap and a third.
And I expect for these E-class, it's going to be the same. They're going to come around the mark and then just split the finish line.
It's a bit of a sprint race, but it does give the skippers and crews 2 upwinds, which is really where your strategy can pay off in position changing.
Yep.
I know some of the crews would like to have another lap thrown in,
Right.
But in the essence of keeping the whole program on schedule, this is a good compromise, and so you kind of know it going in, and it's like, no slackness, guys. We got to get every inch and every ounce of speed out of this boat for every minute of this race.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, G-boat's coming into the beach here. So their race is complete. This will be the second series race for both classes here, and the 2 classes to come yet later on in the day, 3 classes.
All right, so we'll start to refocus now on the E-class. We see some action out at the front of the pack. Some tacking going on. There's a beautiful shot there of Lady Anne Marie.
Lady Anne Marie. Nice trim. Sail could be a little tighter, but otherwise from that, it's okay.
Still on her port lay. See the guys looking back, trying to gauge where that mark is so that this time they'll make a direct shot to the windward mark. But it's got Lady Kayla sitting on the bottom of her.
Okay, Lady Anne-Marie tacking over now onto starboard, and just looking out here through my binoculars, it appears that they should be able to make the marker from where they are. If they pinch, still a ways away, and
You can see Lady Kayla now
Lady Kayla's coming in on port, but I think they may cut them.
by a wide margin.
Yes, they will cut them.
Not even close.
And they're going to attack and dump dirty air down on Lady Anne-Marie. Common tactic.
And
Back there, we got Early Bird.
and some other action in the middle of the course with Mako coming back on the starboard tack as well to try to get back to the middle of the course.
A lot of different lines being chosen today.
And you have to give these young skippers credit. I mean, there's a lot of strategy going on out there amongst these junior sailors.
No doubt about it. I mean, not only have you got to sail against the race course, you've got to sail against the other sailors too. So
And know your position.
know your
in the
position,
points to know the boats that you have to beat.
know the strategies, when to tack, when not to tack.
And it looks like we have Cry Baby now. Is also going to cut possibly Lady Anne-Marie, and she does. The only issue for Cry Baby is she may be assessed a penalty.
Actually, that's Early Bird.
Oh, Early Bird,
Yes.
number 10.
So we got Lady
Yes,
Kayla,
yes,
Early Bird,
yes.
and Lady Anne-Marie.
I was a little surprised if that had been Cry Baby.
Crybaby number 30 there. They're back there.
Sailing against Little Brook.
Little Brook, exactly. But meanwhile, we got the your top three for sure coming in steaming hot on starboard tack to the windward marker here.
Then in the middle of the course, Mako going back on a port, and he's going to try gallop to get in line and also join the company of boats making their way to the windward mark. Losing a little bit of speed on the tack, but starting to gain it again. Lady Kayla definitely looks like she will be able to make the mark from that position.
I think all the top three will be able to, unless we get a severe wind shift. Then fighting for fourth, you got Crybaby number 30 coming in from the right and coming from the other side of the course. Mako? Is that Mako?
Yep, Mako just went back on the starboard tack. And young Emmett trying his best to tack himself into a better position.
So Lady Kayla holding a nice lead coming into the windward marker. Fighting for second and third, we got Early Bird and Lady Anne-Marie. Lady Anne-Marie appears at the moment they'll have the inside line, which quite often is preferred. But they still got a few more boat lengths to go before we get to the marker here. Meanwhile, Lady Kayla is approaching the marker and appears that they will be clear and on their way towards the finish line, we assume. Guys there got some matching clothing and boat color.
Oh, yeah.
Looking very nice, dapper in their orange and light blue. Okay, second place, Lady Anne-Marie, Early Bird. Looks like Lady Anne-Marie has a nose on them. On there on the inside, Early Bird on the outside.
Yeah, and she's got a little separation, so should be a clean sweeper on for both of them. Coming in hot from the port side is going to be Mako.
Coming in real hot, although they appear to be stalling a little bit. It is definitely less air in here than there is further out away from the shore. So we may have a crossing between them and Crybaby. So here's second place, Lady Anne-Marie. clear of Early Bird and rounding the marker. Second place. Early Bird third. And Mako coming in on port, and Crybaby coming in on starboard. And Mako, I think, is going to be able to tack and establish a starboard tack before Crybaby gets into the picture.
She's done
Yes,
it.
they will.
Absolutely.
So Mako, fourth place. Crybaby, fifth. And looks like Little Brook in sixth. And we also got a Sunfish from the G Fleet cutting through. Okay, there's the gun.
That's the gun.
First place, Lady Kayla.
Third place yesterday. First place today.
I don't know why they moved the finish line over there.
And we've got a dog fight between Early Bird and
Early Bird putting on some speed right at the end there, just before the finish line. Putting on some speed, try to see if they can get on the outside of Lady Anne Marie. Take the position away from them.
Lady Anne Marie.
Is not going to have it. Throwing what we would call a block. Yeah.
And they got to make sure they can make the line, get across the finish line. But it looks like Lady Anne Marie is going to be able to hold off Early Bird. Lady Anne Marie.
Too little, too late from Early Bird there. They're still working at it. Not going to do it, fellas. Good try, though.
Yep. And
Great shot from the drone there.
second and third place.
Here's
Lady
Little
Anne
Brook
Marie.
tacking over. Mako and Crybaby heading towards the finish. Little Brook out of Long Island coming around the final Windward marker. All by herself. And there's the boat cam down there.
Great shot there of Crybaby.
Crybaby and Mako on the top, heading for the finish line there. Did I count right? That's fourth and fifth.
Yes.
Rhiannon there on Crybaby, she'll be happy with that, I think. Although I know everybody wants to win every race, of course, but
2 top 5 finishes for her.
2 top 5 finishes, Dwight, and I've told her, don't, set your expectations in a realistic way, and just keep working at it. And if you do that, and keep your head in the right frame of mind, then the results will follow. And she's doing it, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man of war with a barred sail.
Sailing 17 of Lady Kayla. And then I think we have Little Farmers.
We got a gaggle of boats coming in here. E-class boats coming in on starboard tack. Pretty good spacing between them, but don't get out of your seat now. We may have some close roundings here. Everybody's going to fight for every position. It ain't over till it's over. There's Man of War clear. And we got Independence.
Little Farmers.
And Little Farmers coming in there. Fairly even. Independence on the inside, which should be favored.
Baby Wave in the mix. One Bahamas in the mix.
Great shot from above. You can see the Independence, number 50. The number representative of 50 years of independence. In case you didn't pick up on that.
I did not.
Yeah, that's it, man. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And that's when she was commissioned and built in 2023.
Mark Knowles built, commissioned by the British High Commission.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed watching that on YouTube. They were giving daily updates of the progress. So kind of felt like I was right there watching Mark build it. Ooh, a little close around the marker, but clear. Avoid that 1-point penalty for touching. Baby wave. Okay, now we got a little tangle up there. Come on, fellas, clear out. There we go.
Rocket.
And we're going to stay clear of the marker.
Touch.
1-point penalty. Bluebird right behind them.
And so that's one Bahamas. And so we're being told that the infraction may be because of a bump in from Bluebird.
If I remember my history correctly, one Bahamas was commissioned by Sir Derwood Knowles. Is that right?
May. Can't say for sure. And
I'll check with Dallas later.
Yep.
couple more boats making the rough rounding on the Windward marker here. You want to keep clear to avoid a penalty. And sometimes it's difficult. They have kept clear. A few more boats to finish. I think all the G's are finished for sure. They're lining up here on the beach. Nice race there. We saw some position change. Oh, guys, stay away from the marker.
Is that Blue Marlin? Tight on the mark.
21 Blue Marlin, yes, sir. All right, we got a couple of port tackers coming in just to make it interesting.
Yeah.
And
Sands light around.
they're clear. Blue boat tacking right in front of.
The Ninja.
All right. What could have been a tangle up has been avoided by smart, respectful sailing. And they'll all clear the marker. Looks like we got 2 more out there, 3 more out there. Blue Marlin, yeah, well, they did hit the buoy. They sure did. And I think that's one of the committee boats right there. You see just above the marker.
And they've got a camera.
Keeping an eye open and looking for infractions. And so much easier if you got an eyewitness or footage from the drone or something when these protests are filed. You got things you can reference back and helps them make a clear and proper decision. There's the finish line.
And I believe
Right in front of the freight dock.
2 boats left to go around. One straggler all the way. 2 boats left to go around. One straggler all the way out. He will be bringing in the buoy.
He'll be bringing in the marker, yep.
Did you get a chance to chat with them to determine exactly what happened with that?
My understanding was it was just still on the air here. Yeah, it's important that we get the sponsors' names out here. Excuse me. So let me see if I get this right. So Class G today, the non-traditional boats, fiberglass hulls, aluminum spars, sponsored by Shane's Department Store. Series 2 Class E race is the George Constantakis Cup race, sponsored by Constantakis Sea Enterprises, also sponsored by Anonymous. Your E-Class race today, the George Constantakis Cup race, sponsored by Constantakis Sea Enterprises, and an anonymous donor. We thank you very much for your sponsorship. Shane's as well. Couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. Again, we invite all of you who may be considering or would like to get involved in sailing as a corporate sponsor to bring your financial support to sailing.
Regatta fans are very brand loyal. You corporate folks, get your image and your product name out at the regatta, and we'll support you.
Absolutely. Well, Captain Plug, I believe E-Class is done for today.
I think so, Dwight.
But just get across the finish line and
Pretty exciting race today.
yes,
Definitely some position changing.
absolutely.
But hey, no surprise, no surprise. The cream rose to the top, and top 4 finishers are pretty consistent there.
I believe when we get the results combined with points from yesterday in today's race, we're going to see that the top 4 are very, very, very close. because
Yes.
They've changed positions, and so you may have had a third yesterday, you have a first today, you have 4. You may have had a second yesterday, and a third today, that means you have 5.
It definitely help knowing exactly where you are points-wise going into that final race tomorrow.
Yep.
Who you got to beat, who you don't got to beat.
Yep. And you basically sail to beat the boat that you got to beat.
Definitely do that. And I mean, we're racers, so let's say the points are such that you need to finish third or better. Well, you're not going for you're keeping that in mind, but you want to win the race.
Yes.
However, if you don't win and you come second or third, then you're still
Still in.
good for the championship.
Absolutely.
Gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to sail tomorrow. And we hope the weather conditions hold firm up as they are now.
Great weather, a little breezy day 1 and 2. Today is much better. Looking at the today and tomorrow's forecast, I don't see any rain. If you're not here, come on down by boat, come by plane, come by wheelchair, come walking with cane, come down to the regatta and enjoy it.
Good stuff. Well, day 3, the second day of points, finished and done with Class E and G. Class C, B, and A coming up later today, 10:30 on the C, 1 o'clock on the B, and 4:30, I believe, on the A.
That's the official schedule from the booklet.
So we invite you to come back and join us as we bring you these races live here in Salt Pond, Long Island.
Great shot of the flag. I think that is the Acklands flag there, right out in front of the broadcast booth. That's been my wind gauge the last couple of days. And so not opening up as full as it was yesterday and the day before.
All right.
Anyhow, folks, we'll take our break now. We'll be back in time for the start of the C-Class race around 10:30.
So happy on Long Island soil, mutton sauce in the morning or a nice group of boil, and I head for the city. Big money was my plan. Woman and fast living made me a broken man, and I'll be back on Long Island again, where the people are so nice and proud to let me in. Oh, going back to Long Island again, when there's so much love to give, less jealousy and pain. Hey. Head down to Regatta side to watch them boats in broad daylight. Tide is high, the wind is fair, and all the sailing masters there. From Mango Bush to winning gold, the secret is in my nose. When he fills the wind. Long Island boat, I'll